like to kick every episode off by going around the table, which is where we talk about something new, fun, and noteworthy about our weeks. And this is our very first around the table of 2018.
Happy
Welcome
New Year!
to the new year.
I realized I needed streamers just now.
Yeah.
Those aren't streamers.
I know, but
Vuvuzela?
that sounded
Yeah.
decent, right? Like a
A miniature Vuvuzela.
Yeah, it's a good Vuvuzela phone.
So welcome to 2018. It's our
saddest
first.
trumpet ever.
That's literally exactly what a miniature Vuvuzela would sound like. Just a little spittle and like that was dead on.
Oh my gosh. Oh, I have so many things that I want to say, but I'll save them. This is our first episode coming back out of Christmas officially. Yep. You know, like we've had Christmas, we've had the new year. Yep. We are into a whole new world. You know, 2018 is brighter.
It's already so much better,
fresher. It's amazing, and we're just like 4 short months away from Star Wars Solo, right?
How long does it take
on.
you before you stop asking what year is it when you're like writing checks and things like that?
Oh, you still write checks?
Well, that's just an example. He's writing checks.
So apparently for Luke, it's like 1998. That's when he stopped
there's
asking.
Computers, right? It's all electronic.
No, that's a good question. I don't know. I mean, I find myself writing dates less and less. So, because most stuff fills that stuff in for you now, and most digital forms and digital things, like you just don't ever have to do it. So I don't know.
I need a solid 60 days.
Okay. I'll allow it.
60 days, yeah, for sure.
Yeah, I won't ask you the year for 60 days.
I'll tell you what. Write me a check on day 61. And we'll celebrate together.
Great.
Okay, so around the table, Luke, go for it.
Yeah. Man, I'm just getting back in the swing of life. The boys have been off for 2 weeks. So that's a thing that is like, who's taking care of kids? Because we still have work to do.
You're already boring, Patrick. Did you see that?
Yeah. Listen,
that's
2018 's not kicking off
what happens. As soon as I start talking, Patrick stops listening. And then throughout the week, he'll bring things up and be like, hey,
kids
I think
are your
this.
fault,
like,
man.
Oh,
I'm just saying.
I said that on the show. And he'll go, oh, cool.
I just want to note, though, it took all of 14 seconds into the new year for him to get bored with you.
Yeah. That's a new record, actually. I'm starting hot off the gate in 2018. But
is hot off the gate a thing?
No.
Yeah, sure.
I mean,
I think it's hot off the presses or straight out the gate. I don't think it's hot off the
both.
gate.
It's fine.
I think it's as much a thing as writing checks are.
Okay. That's fine. Sure.
That's fair.
Apparently 60 days for that euphemism. It works.
I don't think it's a euphemism. I think it's just a
what is a
metaphor.
euphemism?
I think it's just a metaphor. Yeah.
Yeah. Sure?
I think euphemism is directly tied to sexual innuendo, right?
What?
Or it's tied to something inappropriate, I believe.
I don't think so.
Patrick's looking it up.
It's tied to something that it's a word or expression you substitute in order to not say something that would be more harsh or unpleasant or embarrassing. So instead of cuts, you would say the word downsizing, which I think is a
cuts. C-U-T-S. Okay.
Oh, do you think it said butts? Yeah.
Patrick, your English is not as clear as I would hope.
So you would say downsizing, which I think is a nice segue into what Andrew's going to talk about after Luke's done talking.
Yep, it will be. So save that segue, folks, because it's coming at you in just maybe a few minutes.
Go ahead, Luke.
Cool. Life is happening. I'm done.
We're starting 2018 off in like a great, real professional.
Yeah. I'm done. I don't have anything.
No, you are telling us you have nothing to talk. You've gone through Christmas. You've gone through New Year's.
Yep.
You haven't gotten anything that you're excited about that you want to talk about.
I'll save it. You'll hear about it in the next couple months. I'm done.
Okay.
Wow.
Who are you tossing it to?
I'll toss it to Andrew.
Oh, okay. Speaking of downsizing.
Yes.
I'm not going to talk about it much. Because I'm going to save it until I can like really do a full on review of it. But I saw Downsizing last night, and oh my gosh, that movie was beautiful. It was unique, and it was kind of unexpected. But it was great. Like it was everything I wanted it to be, but didn't realize I wanted it to be until after it was over. It was nothing like what I was thinking. So go see the film. I'll probably do a full review of it in the next week or two.
So I know you don't want to get into it too much, but broadly speaking, the critics got it wrong.
I don't know what the critics said, and I don't care because
not good things. I mean, it's kind of been like, what happened to Matt Damon in 2017.
Yeah, but they also all love Star Wars, and we know what that
hold on.
wreck is like.
So let's not even get into that. Sorry.
So Star Wars has gone up a couple pegs for me because I've seen it since we did our episode again, and I gave it a 7. I'm now giving it an 8.5. And the more I continue to talk about it with people, the more I continue to have open dialogue with people, I like it more and more. I find myself defending it to people now the same way that it was being defended to me, and I realized that I've made a turn. So anyway, go see the film Downsizing. I think it's great. I think probably what we'll see, and I haven't read any of the critics, but it wasn't what it was billed to be, and I think that's probably part of the reason.
Yeah, and because of that, I think it got a C on Cinema Score, which is basically how the audiences feel. Like they're going in expecting something. Do they walk away like getting what they expected, and do they enjoy it? And so again, a C is not a very good score.
It's not. Pretty bad. And I understand that, but I was pleasantly surprised. So maybe people.
And the other thing I heard, so the two big pieces of feedback was what you just said. It wasn't what people expected going into it, and the second one is that they kind of started opening some pretty big topics, like not civil topics, but like these cultural like conversations. Yeah. And then maybe they didn't do a good job of like wrapping it up or like drawing a really strong conclusion from
and that's what I loved about it, though. That's what I loved about it, is they opened up all these topics, and the idea wasn't that they were going to solve all these things for you. They were going to approach it from this one character's perspective, and you definitely figure out where his resolve is by the end. But they weren't going to answer all those questions for you, or even for the world, kind of this world that they show you inside the film. So anyway, that's more into it than I wanted to be. But
I'll say this:
really
I'm going to see it now because of your recommendation.
It's absolutely great. And okay, a couple things that I got for Christmas I want to talk about real quick. From Chandra's parents, I got this, which is the entire set of Ninja Turtle trading cards from 1989.
Nice.
The entire thing. So
holy cow.
There they are. And
these
they're already
reprints. These are them.
No, these are them. These are the originals. They even have that 1989 cardboard smell to them, but they're already in order.
28 years old.
Yeah. Yep. So that was really cool. That was something that was unique and kind of unexpected, and I wasn't obviously you don't think to ask for a full set of original Ninja Turtle, trading cards. So that was cool. Last week I talked about Darkwing Duck. Here's my pop vinyl of Darkwing Duck. The paint job is impeccable, which if you followed the show for any amount of time or you follow pop, that's a rarity, and I'm really glad that came out. And then I also talked about this, and I managed to pick him up as well right after, at the same time that I was picking the other one up.
That one looks good.
I've cleaned up my.
Wait, who makes that one?
It's all Funko.
Wow.
It's all Funko. They all do. So Funko did. Here's my trilogy. So here's the Funko Mystery Mini.
Yeah.
That I showed you guys last week, and then the other ones are different lines, but all from Funko. So
Target has the Stranger Things Funkos, and they have a couple different sets. Like they have, he just threw it in the ground. So like they have the vinyls, but then they also have the small action figures, but then they have the larger scale action figures.
Yeah,
the large action figures look great. Like I only got to see the one of Hopper. But like it has all these accessories. Like I think it has like a coffee mug and a pistol and like stuff like that. And like
if McFarlane toys, if McFarlane toys are a 10 on the detail and likeness scale, which I'm not saying they are anymore, but if that is the benchmark, these fall probably somewhere in the 8 range. They're great.
Yeah, I've never looked at toys very closely. I know y'all talked about it in the show, but if you walk through those primary toy aisles, like if you go to like Target or Walmart or wherever you go, those primary toy aisles with like say Star Wars action figures or something like that, they're just not good. The likenesses, the likenesses look bad. Down to the mold, not to mention the paint job, and eyes are misplaced and lines are squiggly, and it's just not good. And so to actually see some of the stuff that Funko's putting out, it's actually I've gained a lot of respect for the company because of the quality, especially in relation to what everyone else is doing. So
yeah, I agree. I also got this, and I'll talk about this more at length next time I have art and design. But I got the art of The Last Jedi.
Yeah, that's what's his name? Jock.
What's Jock?
That the portrait on the front. That's Jock.
No way.
It is. Go look at his Instagram because that's the one of the ones he posted when he was talking about doing the clothing design. Correct. That's concept, one of the rough sketches.
Concept work.
Yeah, for the clothing concept.
Okay. Okay. I can't tell where it says that. It just says it says James Klein.
For the front?
For the front, yeah. Ray in the Island by James Klein. Bomber version 24 by James Klein.
Check your Slack. Look at what I'm dropping in your Slack right now.
Okay. I'll drop it in the Slack. I'll check it.
Unless he's just posting a book that he's listed in, but he only posts... Okay. It could be that he's showing the cover of the book, and then he shows the interiors that he did. And I just got it confused that he also did the cover of the book.
Yes. Yeah, because that's not okay. Yeah, these ones that he posted on his page, those look like him. This doesn't look like him, which is why I didn't think he looked like him either. I just thought, this must be a quick something. He did some Luke concept and some Leia concept.
So his work is in the book. He's just not the cover.
Yeah, that's cool.
Well, I stand corrected. Instagram, you were confusing, but there you go.
But that's it. I got a bunch of other really cool stuff. Like as Luke said, I think it'll roll out over the next few weeks, as it pertains to the different categories. But, Christmas this year was really good to me. I bought a house. This is my house now. I own it. And I installed half of a fan for the last 2 hours prior to recording this. So, man, it's been a really productive week and a half since our last record.
It's kind of like a disco ball because the light spins around, but the blades don't move.
Yeah, it's weird. It's really strange. All right, Patrick, take us home.
Yeah, I thought you had a story to tell me. Did I mess up your story?
What story?
I felt like you had a story you said it was going to make me love you. And
Yeah, this is horrible.
Okay, good. Yeah, go ahead.
So I came in to install the fan and noticed that there were a couple things laying on the floor because one print, like one of my Kubo print that's in the frame that's behind the camera that you can't see right now, fell off the wall. It then triggered a chain reaction and knocked 3 other things off of the wall, which wouldn't be terrible because none of those were actually harmed, but they landed on this.
Oh my gosh.
Do you see how it's torn and bent and ripped?
Yes.
So if you're not watching this, if you're just listening, I had set last week I talked about getting my Rocket and Groot print from Mondo finally, and it was sitting off to the side and on a cardboard backer. It was still in the plastic and everything, and these 24 by 18 prints fell from the wall, fell on top of it, and ripped it and creased it in like 3 or 4 different places. I was very mad.
Yeah, that's disgusting.
So, anyway, there you go. You win the day. I didn't say you were going to like me. I was saying that I can make fun of you as much as I want, but you still win because my art is destroyed.
Well, that sucks. I'll go ahead and jump in and take it. So, here's what you should have had. Beehive picture hangers. So for Christmas, one thing I have pictures on the wall, but what you don't see is that I have a stack in the floor, and mine are all crooked and messed up, and it's like a total pain to get them right. And I want to do this like masonry grid, and it's just, you mess up, you put the nail quarter of an inch too high or quarter of an inch too low, and then you just feel like it's a lost cause, because then if you try to put another hole too close to the first one, it just breaks out all the drywall, and then it's a mess. So
Preach it, brother.
Wilsey, who's in Slack, had talked about picture hanging. I don't remember when we talked to him, but he talked about this thing that he uses that's like super quick and super easy. And so I mentioned it to Mackenzie. I think Mackenzie reached out to him and got me some of these for Christmas. I haven't got to use them yet, but I'll show them to you. So this is the Beehive picture hanger. So the idea is that you affix these to either side of your frame or just to the center, however you affix them. And there's different sizes, by the way. So depending on the size frame you have, there's smaller sizes, whatever. And then you put the nail, the kind of peg, whatever it is, and here's like all the hardware to mount them to the frame and all that kind of stuff. But the idea is that you just kind of have to get the holes close on either side, because they can fit anywhere within this grid. So if you need to move it up a hole, down a hole, to the left a hole, to the right a hole, it doesn't matter. So it makes it really, really quick. Just get kind of the rough dimension, put 2 pegs on either side, affix these to the frame, and then you can adjust, and you can.
But how does that work for weight distribution? Doesn't it still have to be in the middle? Like, you're telling me if you put the nail and you end up having to hang that picture on the far right side of that honeycomb, that it's going to hang level?
I would put 2 on each frame. I'm going to have 2 on each frame. So you're going to be putting 1 on each side. Yeah, okay. So I said the idea about center. I guess you probably wouldn't want to center, because you're right. Then you would have an issue. Now, you would just move it to the left or to the right if you wanted to do that, and then you could be fine. So you could do that.
Yeah, but that could, if you're talking about hanging with other things, that could mess up your vertical placement.
Mess up the grid.
Yeah, but when you're putting 1 on each side, which with these big 24 by 36 frames it typically would be,
sure.
Then it's not an issue, and it allows me to kind of scoot it over one way or the other, up or down just slightly, and I only have to put 1 set of holes in the wall, and it does make it a lot quicker. I don't have to because the pitch of the nail can mess you up. Well, now that's not an issue. So anyway, those are super cool. Really excited to try them out. I'm going out of town this weekend. This will stay the same, but the goal is to pick up some more frames and come in next week and actually re-attack the wall. That being said,
you can buy all the frames you need with the money from your TV.
Yeah,
that's true. Do you think that you would have saved me the trouble of ruining my artwork had I had hung this with those originally?
Yes, because you use command strips.
I don't now. This was one of the remnants that still was on a command strip, right? Not a command strip. It was on like 5. But
so the Beehive would have saved you, yes. So that being said, I will be hanging these hopefully next week. Now, if you have a frame recommendation, if you know a guy, that's me, who needs to buy like 6 24 by 36 frames, I need a recommendation. Tell me who to go to, where to get them from. So, they're decent quality, they're going to hold up, but also I'm not going to spend $150 per frame. So help a guy out. Tell me where you get your frames at. Just tweet at me. All right. Really quick.
Just go to Michael. You don't use Twitter.
Yeah.
Tweet it in the Void podcast. I'll see
it. You could just get Michael's frames.
And that's what I'm going to do unless someone yells at me
Michael
and says
needs all his frames. He has way more pictures.
Yeah, just get Michael's frames.
So next, Clutter Gallery, Kidrobot, DTAs, Designer Toy Awards. There are just so many things together. Have y'all seen this series before?
No.
We can't see what you're showing us because you're showing the...
wait. The light's gonna... Sorry, you're gonna get the glare. It's gonna mess you up. But basically, this is a Dunny series that has stuff by Andrea Kang. Could be Andrea Kang. I'm just guessing. The Bots, Gary Ham, So-Yun Lee, and Quicks. And there are 2 chases, and it looks like about 18 figures. Or I guess there's 1 primary chase, and then there's a couple really rare ones, like a 1 in 96 Quicks that's like all gold. Anyway, I have a local store that has these, and I picked up 2. I just want to show you these real quick. Got an Andrea, doesn't matter, Kang piece.
It matters to her.
Again, y'all have a ton of glare. I'm sorry, guys. Y'all just really can't see it because it's primarily white. So that's one. And then the other one, which you are going to recognize, tell me who this guy is.
Gary Ham.
Gary Ham. That's right. Got a little Gary Ham. What is this?
Sylvan?
Design? Say it again.
Isn't this Sylvan?
Yes, yeah. Sylvan. Thank you. That's what it is. And plus, I just love the colors. This orange and blue and this kind of muted, like off-white. Picked up 2 of those, which are really great. There's Gary Ham also has a couple of these like tree, like almost like mini stags that are in the blind boxes. And then Quicks has this gold figure. There's some really cool ones. I might go and pick up a couple more because I would love to get that Gary Ham like stag looking figure. And then beyond that, cool pen. I have to shout this out because this was given to me as a gift. This is Get Mild brand. But I got this nice pen that says that I am mild AF, which is, as we all know, it means I'm mild and fun. And
look at that solicited a slight smirk on Luke's face.
That's the best I can
if
hope
you're not
for.
watching this on YouTube, please log in to YouTube when you get wherever you're in front of a computer and just watch this part of the episode so you can see Luke's tiny smirk that shows up when Patrick makes that joke.
And finally, Clank in space. So it's funny, Andrew, did you know I was getting this?
No, I wouldn't have bagged on it if I knew you were getting it for Christmas.
Yeah, because now I kind of feel like Luke maybe kind of defended it a little bit when you started.
No, not at all.
No? Okay, cool. All I know is when I got this.
Don't make fun of that. Patrick's getting it for Christmas.
When I got this, I immediately thought like, wow, Andrew, if you knew about this and you said that, you're such a jerk. I'm just kidding. Nope. So it does appear to take place on a spaceship. Looking at the board, it's on a spaceship. Also, there's some Star Wars looking scroll that's totally ripped off. And I have totally not even opened it, but it's the same size as a normal game. But I also got Clank Sunken Treasure.
Yeah.
Which is this an add-on or is this a full game?
Expansion.
Luke? Oh, it's an expansion for
it's an expansion to what?
The original game.
The original game.
Dude, how did I not know about this?
Which the box is like half the size, which was a good giveaway. It's probably not a full game. But it does look like it has another board here. And then it's got a whole other set of cards.
Below the dungeon into the sea or something?
Tokens and stuff. So pretty dang cool. Yeah, so it says swim through flooded chambers.
Yeah.
So it sounds like it's like farther inside of the whole like the depths area.
I wonder if you can only stay in for a certain amount of time because you run out of breath.
Man, I hope you're right, because that's already a cool mechanic. And we don't even know if it's real. But the point is, Clank. I have a lot of Clank to play, and both of the people I play Clank with aren't here. So hopefully I can get some people back together because I'm ready to dive into this expansion, into this new game. So that was a ton of stuff. What is that face, Andrew?
Dive in? Underwater?
Yeah. I didn't mean to do that.
Oh my gosh.
Well,
You're
was it good?
so good at this.
You made so much space for that joke.
All right, so that's all for me. So, guys, let's go talk to Master Categories.
Okay, well, that's it for the Around the Table. Up next, we're going to talk about Master Categories, but if you're watching this on YouTube, we'll see
Did you say
at
space?
the next...
What?
I get it. You said space. I understand.
Oh, yeah, welcome back to the conversation.
Yeah.
I'm like, what? I don't think I said space. I think I said Around the Table. Find us on mof1podcast.com where you can find show notes and links to all the stuff we just talked about. If you're watching this on YouTube, it's also right below here. While you're down there, like and subscribe and share this video. Do all of the things that make things better on the internet. Comment.
Sure.
And we'll comment back, we hope. And while you're out and about on the internet, also subscribe on iTunes. We're there too. It comes to your phone twice a week, every week, no matter what, sometimes even more. So subscribe on there, rate and review the show on all the different platforms. It's on Google Play as well as Stitcher. Man, we're all over the place. Join the conversation on Slack. Go to mof1podcast.com/Slack where you can find almost 300 other people.
A lot.
There's a lot of people. talking day in and day out about design, business practices, movies, TV, literally anything inside of there. It's a great, great community, and man, we love them. If you're not part of it, what are you waiting for? Join it now. And if you want to support the show on money places, is that how you would say that?
Yeah,
fine.
No, I'll go and jump in. So Patreon is your chance to become a patron, support this show and the work that we do. It is not free. It's free for you. It actually costs us money. I mean, we spend probably $100 a month on just hosting and email accounts and the tools we use to communicate with guests and to schedule records, and that doesn't include that our time that we spend, which is a pretty big chunk. So y'all have we appreciate everybody that listens to this show. And in 2017, we had 160,000 downloads. Huge. That's great. It takes a lot, and it takes increasingly more to support that. That was up 25% over the previous year. Yep. And so the point is, any little bit
up and
helps.
to the right.
Yeah, so $1, $5, $10, whatever, just contribute. Think of it like this is maybe what you would spend on one movie ticket every month. Just give us the money for one movie ticket. But it really helps the work we're able to produce. It helps how much content, the people we can talk to, kind of the cool, fun settings, and we have a lot of ideas for content we want to bring you. But the money kind of has to catch up. So. It's a real ask. I don't like to beg, but it's a real ask.
Well, then let's move on. We won't beg. We'll just leave it there. But we do have a lot of great stuff planned for 2018. We can't wait to get it into your hands and into your ears and into your eyeballs. It's going to be a good year if you like fun, cool things. So we'll leave it at that for now. I'm Andrew.
I'm Patrick.
I'm Luke.
Peace out.
Bye.
Hold on to your butts.